Okay, so this is a big book. And the reason that it's quite big is also because there are a lot of white spaces there. It's a different kind of book format. Right? Let's see if I can try and express this all to you. So, the Six Knowings of ASAIRA is a story of transformation and self-realization. A spiritual quest that takes a young woman called Eileen into 6 magical realms, each with a profound revelation or no. Things take an unexpected turn when the storyteller spirals into an existential crisis, while Eileen is lost in one of the realms. Finally, the reader must enter the story to save both Eileen and the storyteller, and ultimately fulfill an ancient promise made at the beginning of humanity, that the 3, Eileen, the storyteller, and the reader, are destined to meet and remember who they really are, a realization that will change our world forever. So the book intertwines text, poetic voice, and illustration. How did that come about, and why the complex book design? Well, through fantasy, the book describes a journey of self-realization. As I was writing, I found that the words were just not enough to express the mysteries that were unfolding. So the drawings began to happen. This all happened in sort of notebooks. Yeah, they weren't planned. The poetry came naturally for the elemental voices who are like messengers from the divine and that guide us on our quest. The unique page design is an attempt to express how things are all happening at the same time in different realms and past lives. So there are symbols and colours and columns to help the reader navigate the page. Yes, the reader will be challenged at many levels, not least the opportunity to delve into their own inner world, but hopefully they'll have some fun and an amazing reading experience. The book is divided into 6 parts, the 6 knowings, but is one story that builds upon itself. Eileen, the storyteller, and also the reader, to whom the storyteller addresses, all receive revelations about who they really are. The excerpt I'm going to read is from the 3rd knowing, the return to the mother. At this point, Eileen is in a deep sleep, down in the depths of ASAIRA, a realm below the surface of Earth, our own realm. She is protected and sustained by a great tree and animal guardians, while being in a transformative process of remembering past lives and who Eileen really is. But there are 8 energies, 4 below her and 4 above her on the surface, who will do their best to prevent Eileen's transformation. I still have to mention that the storyteller is beginning to realize that he may not be in control of the story, and that maybe he's connected to Eileen. The excerpt starts with 2 elemental voices, messengers of the divine. Now I'm going to start reading, and it's not an easy book to read out aloud because it's very visual, helping the reader find their way. So I'll give them explanations how I do this, right? The symbols and things. So the first voice, which is an elemental voice called the Star of Heavens, speaks. The bard and the listener must hear each other sing and play. They shall, as the 4 transparent ones remember their sparkling selves, as shall the 4 heavy ones remember their powerful love. Eileen is Irasa, now for Eras. ASAIRA is. Let my divine sparks touch the hearts of all. And then we have the Tree of Lands, which is actually the great tree that is sustaining Eileen. They come, they burrow, they fly. I have forgotten the beginning of time, and now the leaves swish and rustle, our roots are resolute. The ancientness remembers these 4. Eileen, child, you too shall remember all. Ready thyself. The 4 come to meet thee, to be reunited, rejoined in the wings of freedom. See the lies, my child. See the truth, my precious Eileen. And then there are like huge musical notes that are indicating some sort of sound that's happening. An enormous wave of high frequency was felt in all the realms and non-realms of ASAIRA. Every creature, every being was conscious of a shudder, a shaking, a tremor. For some it was as though the whole planet had shivered. For others, where no knowledge of planets existed, or words such as tremor had ever been created, it was perceived as an intuition, a knowing. It was a realization of something great but nameless, a birthing and a dying, a change unknown yet familiar. Flying over the sea of seas, the giant emerald green butterfly, more exquisite than ever could be described, moved her immense wings through the air. Each movement of the wings emitted a mysterious music, a melody from other worlds. The butterfly's wings were the hands of ASAIRA, and the air the harp of harps. And now we go to the depths of Irasa. This is the realm where Eileen is. The dark four, the myriad of lies, stop their upward movement through the depths as the musical vibration hits them in full force. A fiery, electrifying static erupts all around them. The four seethe, their eyes red in explosive fury. And we can say, on the surface, on Earth, right on top, and Eileen is like in the middle of these two realms. The transparent four, the myriad of revenge, crash into what is for them a wall of ice. The musical notes are to these four bitter grievers a barrier of extreme coldness, and unwanted stop to their flying. A froth of raging hatred surfaces from their cores. And here the storyteller addresses the reader. I am flabbergasted, fascinated and terrified. I see the fire. I see the ice and I hear the harp. I look up and I see the wings of the butterfly. Eileen. And now again, into the depths, and this time we go with Eileen. She's having like a vision. Eileen, or the consciousness that was aware, saw images of a great hall decorated with intricate symbols. She recognized the elaborate shapes and spirals and was captivated. An echo of music caught her ear. Someone was playing a harp and singing in deep, mellow tones. It felt so familiar. A male voice said, "Ellen," and she found herself responding in a strange language. Her voice sounded thin and breathy. The consciousness gazed up and saw a young man. "Aaron," Ellen said softly, realizing him to be her father, and now, miraculously, her son. A knowledge beyond knowledge, a knowing beyond knowing, flooded into all the cells of Eileen's body. A dizziness of wondrous sounding names, of plants, of herbs, of trees, of symbols, of healing, of love, of truth, of the mother, splashed and crashed like an engulfing sea of ancient lore and wisdom. Ash, rowan, yew, elder, hazel, catnip, lavender, marjoram, sorrel, thyme, triqueta, triskele, dara, awan, ASAIRA. The consciousness knew herself to be a walk-comer, a wise woman, now elderly. She knew that she was given this name, Ellen, that this given name, Ellen, meant the light-bearer from the green meadow, as did the name Eileen. She knew her father, or son, Aaron, was the enlightened, exalted mountain of strength. She just knew so many things. Suddenly, Eileen, Ellen, the multi-named earth creature, felt an explosion of heat. And above Eileen, where she's being protected on the surface of the earth, the sudden surge of heat from under the clearing set everything into startling motion. All the guardians moved and placed themselves strategically on the snowy ground above Eileen's cocoon. The bees took off in cluster. They circled, buzzing and whirring just above the animal guardians. All movements were carried out at an elevated speed, and yet slow and spellbinding, as if the details were to be seen in precision. Nothing should be missed. As the heat from under the ground increased, one of the four mirror shadows screeched from above the clearing. "I am the forgotten one! We are the forgotten four! But we never forget!" At this, the first grey shadow wailed in the most forlorn of laments. Then she swooped down towards the guardians, followed closely by the other three. To the three shadows' horror, their sister was sucked into the tree. The crown of the tree had opened up and swallowed her. The three, their eyes inflamed, stared at the being who had dared so. And the storyteller interrupts, saying, "I know Ellen. By Jupiter, I recognize that hall of halls and the harp. I can hear its sweet melody right now. I know Ellen. Eileen? Ellen? I can't understand. What does it all mean? But by all the gods, I must attend the story being told here, for it is an urgent moment for Eileen. Reader, let us continue and know it all once and for all. And the extract finishes with another divine messenger. The fire transforms, the ash feeds, the earth gives fruit. I am the fire of fires, let it burn for the children of ASAIRA.